Good morning, YouTube. My name is Amos Bro. How are we doing today? It is August 11th, 2017, and my camera decided to do the thing again. Oh, this is gonna be a fun video. So, what are we doing as I try to adjust my seat? We are doing a pickup video. We have 5 games to talk about and discuss that I picked up. 4 of them have been reviewed by YouTubers, and one, well, I picked it up because, well, we'll get into it. So, we're going to do the PS4 games first, and then we're going to save what can arguably be the best for last. Okay? Let's get it started. So the first PS4 game we're looking at is called Sonoda IX from THQ Nordic. This game was reviewed by Cornjack, and this game is a side-scrolling shooter with a very interesting mechanic in that if you get hit, you're on a timer, but if you get hit, the time goes down, and the only way you lose a life is if the time expires. So how do you keep it going up? Very simple. You shoot enemies down. You also pick up power-ups that will increase your firepower and your score and so forth as you progress through the stages. And there's also optional routes, which is actually really fun. I am a side-scrolling shooter fan, so yes, I am going to try to complete the story mode, and also eventually try to complete a good portion of the trophy list, if not the entire trophy list, depending on what everything it entails. So we shall see. But yeah, so we got Sonoda IX. By the way, yes, we are doing it alphabetically as far as PS4 games. Next game, Sword Art Online. Okay, so I lied. Not all these games were reviewed, but 2 of them weren't, actually. Sword Art Online Lost Song. I don't know if this one comes before the other one that came out, or if this one came before it, because I know there's 2 that I saw on the PS4. I'm going to admit something right now. I know 2 things about this game. Jack and shit. Well, that, for whatever reason, Sword Art Online became like one of the biggest memes as far as animes you don't want to watch, or quote trash animes. I could make a statement about that, but I'm not going to, so you get the idea. Whoops. And my disc is loose in case, don't mind me. This does come from the good folks at Bandai Namco, and who else? See if I can find it real quick. Shoot, can't find it. I guess it was just Bandai. Anyway, I do plan on finishing this game, and I do plan on actually attempting to get the platinum. When I do, I'll give you a review and tell you just how good, better, and different the game actually is. Okay? So that's game number 2. Game number 3, and yes, we're actually moving quicker than I thought. Okay, here's one of the games that I have seen a review on, and this game is called The Order 1886. If I remember correctly, this game was originally supposed to come out on the PlayStation 3. However, it was in development hell for so long, like some other games that came out on the PS4, that it eventually came out for the PlayStation 4. And so far, from what I've played, it's actually a really interesting game. I will tell you that, much like another game that I have played that is in the style of this, there's action parts, but there's also like a heavy movie component to it in a way. I am trying to get the platinum on it, so that will happen, hopefully, and I will get platinum number, well, whatever, because I've got a bunch of other games I got to play too. So Yeah, the order 1886, and I'm looking forward to finishing this game, to be honest, and getting the platinum on it. Next to last game, and this one's an interesting one, Watch Dogs. I've owned this game before. When I owned my original PlayStation 4, I actually owned this game. Fun fact, it actually came out on my birthday, May 27th. So, there's that reason I wanted to get it again. But I also feel bad that I didn't actually finish the game. I've never actually... Funny thing about it is I've never actually beaten an Ubisoft game. Never. This will be the first time. I cannot go for the platinum on this for one reason. It requires online. I do not have PlayStation Plus. C'est la vie. Anyway, I'm planning on playing through this game and then eventually going and playing through the sequel that came out. People say the sequel's better. From what I remember playing of this game, this actually wasn't that bad. There are people that didn't like the hero and they prefer the side characters more, but based on what the story is supposed to be, can you really blame the side character? Can you really blame the main character for being the way he is? I mean, let's be realistic. Look at what Grand Theft Auto is supposed to be in some respects, and it turns into sometimes a little bit of a comedy. So, personal opinion, by the way, that is just my personal opinion from what I've seen, at least with Grand Theft Auto 5. Hello, Trevor. But maybe it's just me, and maybe I have a little bit of a bias to the way this game plays. I don't know. Anyway, that is Watch Dogs. And lastly, if I can actually get this situated, give me a sec. We have, for the PlayStation Vita, Hakuoki Kyoto Winds. This is actually part 1 of a bigger story that's taking place in the universe. What happened was, apparently the storyline between this and another game are so big, they chopped it into 2 games. There are fans who are legitimately pissed. And let's be perfectly frank, I think they have every right to be. Because, look, alright, I haven't played this game yet, but people have issues as it stands with games like, I'll put it down now, with games like Hitman, which had an episodic release, the reboot of Hitman, and also there are people that are actually legitimately crying foul because of the episodic format that the Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to take. So, can you really blame people? Because some of these people may be the same people that are looking into playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and they found out about the episodic thing, and they thought, oh, well, Otome Games will never do that. And then here you got this. It's not like one's a fan disc. Then it would be acceptable, right? From my understanding, and somebody will correct me, this is supposed to be one big story. So when you cut one half off, and now you're going to put out the other half, well, why don't you just release them, localize them both, and put them both out? Wouldn't that have made sense? Maybe there's reasons they couldn't. Maybe. But at the same time, doing this to a fan base, there is an argument to be made as to why fans are mad. And they were ready to threaten to boycott. I would be upset, to be perfectly honest, if I went in and just played it and didn't know. Now I'm going to play it and I'm going to judge the game not based on what they did as far as the storyline, making it two separate games, I'm going to judge it based on this game. Because we also have to remember one other thing. Even though it's technically a different format, I'm also the same person that has bought in the past, okay, both Brothers Conflict games for the PSP. The one, Passion Pink and Brilliant Blue. What I did also, though, is I bought the 2-in-1 game, Precious Baby. You would have thought, at least I would have, that they could have done something like that, because aren't these cards made with enough memory that you could hold it all? Or is that legitimately not possible? See, I don't know. Somebody would have to explain it to me why they did it this way. But do I understand why fans are pissed? Yes. Do I understand why there's people that are defending the practice and also warning people to not boycott the game? Absolutely. It's one of those weird ones where I can see both sides of the fence, and I don't really see either side being wrong. I don't see the people defending the game and wanting people to continue supporting this game like I did today, because then we can continue to get more games in the series and more games from Idea Factory. Although, one thing I will say is this, and this is just something that I've been thinking about. So, you're getting Hakuoki Kyoto Winds, and you're eventually going to get the second half, right? Provided that this sold well, and there's not a severe boycott of the practice. But is this the only Otome? And somebody, please correct me, because I want to be corrected in this case. Is this the only Otome game that Idea Factory has put out in the past few years? What I mean is this the only series that they have put out? Because I know there was one for the 3DS. I know there was one for the PSP, which I think was also on the PS3. I'm trying to remember if there was any others that came out here. Now, I know that we've gotten Steins Gate, and we've gotten Period Cube, and we've gotten other games, but those weren't from Idea Factory International. Those were from Axis, correct? So what I wonder is also, will the boycott be enough that they go, okay, not only are you not going to get the second game, but we're never going to give you we're never going to think about giving you another Otome, a different Otome outside of this one. I don't know. So somebody help me out here, because I want to make sure that I am 100%, I'm thinking properly, if you want to say it that way. Anyway, that is your video, and I'm going to be going back actually to GameStop next week for the third week in a row. This is the GameStop month, kids, and I'm going to be picking up some more titles. Now what? I don't know yet. I'm looking mostly for games that I either A, know have been reviewed from other YouTubers in the past, that I'm familiar with and that I'm friendly with to a degree, like say a Corn Shack or a 7th Level, who actually, I mentioned Corn Shack because Corn Shack did, like, Cinemotor, and he also has done, I didn't mention this, but I think he also, if I remember correctly, he did a pseudo review, I believe, of Watch Dogs. I'm trying to remember if he actually reviewed I know he reviewed the second game, but I'm trying to remember if he did this one. I think he did like a more of an impressions video because of how big it was. But the 7th Level did, the the Order 1886. So, in a weird way, by buying these games, I am supporting the YouTubers, which I actually like. And potentially having a different opinion on them, which is always fun. And I mean in a good way. But anyway, those are the games, those are the games I've been picking up. What will we have next week? That's a good question. If you want to find out, you gotta watch the video. So until then, friends, I will see you next week with more GameStop pickups. And yes, it's gonna be GameStop. Oh well, good day, good night, goodbye.